Hi everyone, it's Susie Crew again from Esoteric Trading Solutions. I've got my hezzy cat on my lap. She's a 16-year-old puss who I love dearly, and my male cat's outside at the moment. Hope you're all well. Hope you're all living the life that you want to. Please be good to yourself and kind to yourself, kind to other people, as well as family and friends. And hopefully this market will look a bit better. I think we've all taken losses, so don't worry. I think it's going to bounce back eventually. But let's just have a look at malicious attacks, because I really would like to go through that. There's been so many malicious attacks lately in crypto land. Even if you just look at the last month, there's been absolutely heaps of them. So just want to really cover that in this presentation. And what is a malicious attack, and what are some of the current malicious attacks at the moment, because they are quite prevalent and you can lose your coins, and it's pretty serious. So what we mean by a malicious attack is malware. It basically is short for malicious software. Izzy, out of the screen, babe. Come on, over there. It's short for malicious software, is an umbrella term used to refer to a variety of forms harmful or intrusive software, including computer viruses and worms, Trojan horses, ransomware, spyware, and anything where there's a malicious program that actually links on to something that you're in on your computer, whether it be a bit of software or something like that. You jump on a YouTube, even something like this, and a hacker or a malicious person actually puts on a piece of computer communication, which basically tries to extract information from your computer somehow. So, and that's what some of these computer developers do. They write a piece of software that'll attach itself to, say, Facebook or something else. You click on Facebook or a link, and there'll be malicious computer software behind that link, and that computer software will then attach to the hardware of your computer and basically do something to extract information out of you, or information about your bank account or anything else, and try and extract some sort of funds from you. So when we talk about crypto land, we have seen an enormous amount of malicious attacks go on, and pretty much if we look at some countries like Thailand, North Korea, and even Russia, they've been known for apparently a lot of malicious attacks and suspicious activity. And there's even been sort of DOS attacks and things like that. So it's not a great story, and it just means that you really, really have to be careful very much with essentially, where you store your coins and exactly how you interact between the crypto land and the storage of your coins. Now he's sitting on my other computer. Anyway, let it go. So if we talk about malicious attacks, what type of attacks are we talking about? There can be malicious code, which basically connects to the server and divulges information that it shouldn't do. There's a thing called phishing attacks, which are basically a common type of malware delivery, where it basically will look at itself, it'll be a computer language that disguises itself as an email, or some sort of message, and you click on that, and then obviously it attaches that malicious computer writing, if you want to call it that, or computer software to your system to extract data from your system, which will then give that data, the hacker or the malicious person, access to different parts of your system, where they can maybe get access to your bank account because of the computer numbers you've typed in, or the bank account reference number, or these sort of things. It could be something like you go to download something, like, say, for example, I don't know, something like, a new virus protector or something like that, and there could be a Trojan horse connected to that virus protector. So again, it's a computer program. It's almost like a computer program that's attached to it, or you download a YouTube computer program that's attached to it, almost a backdoor computer program you're not familiar with, and basically the controller that wrote that program has then got unauthorized access to your computer, and it allows the hacker to basically access your own personal information, which could be your banking information, IP, personal identity, or passwords or anything like that. So you just have to be so careful. And apparently some of the virus protectors out there don't even protect you against this. So it's a really really difficult thing to try and protect yourself against, because I know there were some YouTubes out there, and even Facebook had this problem, that there was some malicious computer code out there which was doing a Trojan horse and basically adding itself on to some of the YouTube and Facebook stuff, and then, you know, it was getting access to people's passwords and the like. You know, it could be even a DOS attack. Now, we've seen DOS attacks basically on exchanges, and we've seen attacks on exchanges where coins have actually been lost. And we saw that just recently with NEM, Japanese exchange. They lost 550 million, I think, of NEM coins, which is a lot. There was something to do with BitConnect, or one of them that was closed down in Japan or something. They lost so many coins. I can't remember the exchange that it was called, but they lost so many coins in the exchange because of malicious attacks. They had to close down. There was even, you know, some scam or something with BitConnect, and all sorts of things. So there's just so many things you have to be aware of, that are malicious attacks, and that can cause an absolute angst in terms of you and crypto land, which is not great. It's not great at all. It's not great for anyone, actually. Since even, say, December or January, there have been just so many different types of attacks. Just over a month, there's been amazing amounts of malicious attacks. You know, the latest one I read was something about, and, you know, I put this out also the other day, something about the Ledger Nano S. They've now worked out, even when you put your Ledger Nano S, which is supposed to be the hardware to protect your crypto coins off the exchanges and off your computer, even when you connect that Ledger Nano to your computer, someone now has written computer communication that can basically even attach itself somehow to that Nano and get access somehow to your coins. And I'll go through that article today, and I'll give you the article and where I got it from. But it's a bit scary, actually, and I put it on my YouTube page as well. But also, I mean, since January, and it's only been a month, you know, there's been victims that have received, you know, video files with zips on them, and you know, Facebook Messenger contacts, and it says if you're opening something, it'll load itself to Chrome, and there'll be a malicious browser extension, and that extension, you know, can be downloaded from a Chrome web store, and this bypasses certain command lines and affects your system with malicious communication systems. And apparently it connects itself to the system and puts on some other version of something, which allows the hacker to then mine Monero coins on your system, even when your system's actually turned off, which is really bad, and basically sends all those profits back to the hacker. So, and this comes apparently from a Chrome extension, which is also used to spread Digmine or something. I mean, so what they come up with is pretty scary stuff, and honestly, I don't quite understand it, but you've got to be an absolute computer, you know, specialist in terms of computer writing and that sort of thing. But, you know, they're fake video files they attach on and give the computer hacker access to your computer for mining different coins, which the profits of those minings go back to them, and it costs them nothing for the electricity or basically, you know, the computer itself, or, you know, the hardware of the computer. And so they mine to such a degree that the computer or the phone can be absolutely destroyed, which is a bit scary. If you look at this, this is just a little article, a little diagram that I found. This mechanism somehow adds on to your computer, and, you know, through the extension malicious Chrome, and then it starts mining. And this is scary. You know, it goes from here, Digman sent via Facebook Messenger. Now you download the thing, then it installs and starts, then you launch something, the malicious extension adds on, and then you're starting to mine something without even knowing it. So, you know, there's also been, you know, attacks on Ethereum, a DNS attack. Hackers stole 308 Ethereum, which is small. There was, in 2017, hackers netted 490 million of US dollars. There's a thing called, what is it called? Crypto jacking, a process where a perfectly useful program secretly mines Bitcoin or other cryptocurrency in the background. It's very similar to the Facebook thing that I was talking about. And, you know, apparently this can, you know, continue quite a bit. There's all sorts of bugs where they can get your private key and all sorts of these things, and it's just unbelievable. And even on these security hardware things, and someone's now come out and talked about don't trust your PC, don't think applications and private keys are shielded, use a hardware wallet. But even using a hardware wallet, there's some story about now people are asking about Tracer, is it vulnerable to this something meltdown and Spectre hardware attack? And people are now looking at whether this can, be basically hacked, and they're not sure about the Ledger Nano S, but, you can even get things like, for example, fake Binance links on Google, fake pages that make the malicious hackers set up, where people can put in their credentials, and then someone gets into your exchange pages and can actually transfer your coins out, which is scary in itself. So it's a real problem. But look, what I'll do, I want to go through just some of the instances, some of the real live instances. So I'll just pull up a couple of articles. Just bear with me for a minute. This is one of the main articles I wanted to go through. It was Bitcoin News, and I saw it yesterday. And they were basically saying that there's possibly a problem with the Ledger Nano S, and that a malicious hacker could actually get access to the Ledger Nano S when you connect it to effectively your computer. Apparently they've written some sort of malicious code that can be plugged in and can actually display, the private key addresses and the receiving and the sending addresses. So it said Ledger Wallet generates a displayed received address using JavaScript code running on the host machine. And the host machine malware can simply replace the code responsible for generating the received address with its own address, causing all future deposits to be sent to the hacker. If it's muted, the victim is unaware of this and could result pretty much in the loss of your coins. So I don't know. They haven't actually said how this is going to be avoided, but you might want to look at this because it's not a great story if this can't be avoided. I don't know how it gets mitigated. If this thing can be downloaded somehow and attached to the Ledger Nano the Ledger Nano S when it actually gets attached to your computer, because you do need to attach that to your computer first to have the coins transferred from your exchange to your Ledger Nano S. They're saying there's some sort of malicious code that they can create where the receiving and the depositing and the sending out or whatever, they can generate a malicious code where that actually goes to the malicious hacker. So I just don't know how they're going to respond to this Ledger Nano S. Ledger Nano S, as you know, it's a hardware wallet, which is the fastest growing hardware wallet in crypto land, and literally is number one. And everyone's bought this hardware wallet. So I don't really know how they're actually going to fix this story. So, this problem, and this story that's just come out. So please have a look at that, because that is a real serious worry. That one particularly. Just want to go through and have a look at more stories here, but there's just so many stories. Bear with me for a minute. I just want to grab up some more. So if I go back to just the first of the first, there's stories where basically hijack your phone and basically mine crypto on that and then completely destroy your phone. That's number one. Then there was a hacker basically. Let me just go back up again. Then there was a hacker that stole 400 million on one of the exchanges. It was a Japanese exchange, I think. Bear with me for a minute. Let me just go up here. I've just lost my spot. But these stories are just absolutely incredible. If you go back up, bear with me. I've just got to try and get up to the top here. It's December. So there was fake Binance pages and fake, things you could click on with Binance. There was basically some sort of malware system. There was funds stolen from, someone's account. There was a cyber attack. Lots of different cyber attacks. There was something to do with Monaro and North Korea and the university. North Korea was basically trying to hack into the South Korean exchange. There was my wallet coins were being hacked. My wallet, my Ethereum wallet. What else? There was more hacked coins out of different cryptocurrencies. There was Bitman website shows up on Facebook advertisement for some malicious attack on Facebook. What else do we have here? The list goes on and on and on. We had a 400k hacker that takes off with stellar lumens in some theft in some wallet, according to CoinDesk. That was stellar luminous. Ethereum scam database. There was some scam on that. What else? Bitcoin drug money laundering. We had a hacker that ran 4.9 million online from cryptocurrency wallets. We had a hacker that stole another 400,000 from some other wallet, DNS hacking. There was some cryptocurrency wallet scam found on Google Play. This is just in a month. There was some cyber attack on some stock exchange or something. Again, there was some infection technique with, oh God, this just goes on and on and on. Seriously, I don't know how these scammers do all this stuff. It's way over my head, but this stuff just goes on. All this different lingo in terms of communication lingo, and this is how they do it. Different codes that connect to your computer and open up different information. Then there's some, South Korean story and something to do with Sunny, more malware for outdated Windows and Linux servers. Bitcoin has created 250 million a year crypto hacking industry. Wow. IOTA was attacked for something to do with their wallet. $4 million was stolen out of IOTA. Over 2 billion was stolen from ICOs last year in cryptocurrency exchanges. The 25th of January we're up to. There was sites talking about cyber risk and cryptocurrency. What else do we have? We had obviously the Japanese exchange, 523 million. Then we had this, obviously this Ledger Nano S story, which we're pretty worried about. And there was more stuff, something about credit cards and, oh man, it just goes on and on and on. Then you look at the exchange themselves, they've been hacked. Now millions of PCs have been targeted by mining warfare, so that, obviously the hackers are using people's PCs to get coins that way and information. There's false wallets and all sorts of things. They stole 400 million from an ICO. North Korea's out there. Japan lost all its money. One of the coins, CoinCheck. 530 million, which is a lot. Some mining malware abuse on Google's ads and YouTube. 530 million in Zem stolen. What else do we have? Cyber crimes rising. We know that. And something to do with India was vulnerable to attacks, and something about national security. And this is, this is in 1 month. I mean, it's just huge story. And then we've got this Ledger Nano thing, and it just goes on and on and on. So pretty bad. And I don't know really. Bitfury launches new software to fight Bitcoin crime. I don't know how anyone can avoid all this stuff when, they come out with such new. The hackers come up with such new stuff to try and get coins. I think we just have to be as careful as we can. But the only way we can be careful is basically to put everything on Ledger Nano S, and that's about it. Anyway, guys, I hope that helps. Please look after yourselves. Be healthy. Be fit. Be good to each other. Life's short. Just do what you want to do. Thank you. Bye.